the edge of a forgotten shore, where the wind hums like a memory, there stands an old lighthouse. Its paint is long faded, its stones softened by decades of sea salt and storms. The waves rise and fall with the rhythm of time, and in the middle of it all, the lighthouse still breathes. Its light flickers softly, not like a machine, but like a living thing, remembering how to exhale. Many years ago, a man named Elias tended this tower. He was quiet, calm, and patient, like the sea before dawn. Each evening, as the sky melted into twilight, Elias would climb the spiral stairs with a small brass lantern in his hand. Step by step, he carried light to the top, whispering to himself that the sea must never feel alone. Elias believed the ocean had moods. Some nights it sang to him softly, waves tapping against the rocks like a heartbeat. On restless nights, when the tide grew wild, he would whisper through the open window, "Easy now, she's coming home." And somehow, the sea would listen, calming, sighing, like a tired child being held. Once, the harbor below the lighthouse was full of life. Boats swayed, children laughed, and lamps glowed in every window. But years passed, and one by one, the lights of the town went out. The fishing boats stopped coming. The shops closed, until only the lighthouse remained. One last heartbeat of the coast.
Still, Elias kept tending the lamp, even when storms rattled the shutters and rain poured through the cracks. He never missed a night. He said to himself, even if no one sees it, the light must keep breathing. His hands aged, his steps slowed, but the flame, it never failed him. One gray morning, after a long and merciless storm, the waves left a chair upon the shore. A chair, and on it, Elias's old hat. No footprints, no struggle, just silence. The townsfolk searched the cliffs, the rocks, the caves, but they found nothing. The sea had taken him gently, as if it had finally come to return the kindness. When night fell, everyone expected darkness, but the lighthouse glowed. The lamp still turned, slow and steady, casting its breath of gold through the fog. No one could explain it. The fuel was gone. The keeper was gone. Yet the light kept living, calm, patient, breathing. Fishermen at sea began to speak of strange things. A soft voice in the mist, a whisper that said, "Easy now." Some said it was the wind. Others said it was Elias himself, still tending the light, still guiding lost souls to safety. In time, people stopped calling it the old beacon. They began calling it the lighthouse that still breathes. No one dared climb it anymore. No one tried to fix it. They just let it be, a quiet guardian of the coast, glowing for no one and everyone all at once. On restless nights when sleep refused to come, people drove to the cliffs, parked their cars and sat in silence, staring at that distant pulsing light. Somehow, just watching it helped them breathe slower. It felt like the lighthouse was keeping watch over them too, a silent friend for sleepless souls. One woman, grieving someone she had lost, came often. She would sit by the water wrapped in a blanket, whispering her sorrow to the waves. The sea never answered, but each time the light blinked through the fog, she said she felt less alone. One night, she fell asleep right there on the sand, her tears finally drying in the salt air. Locals began to say the lighthouse didn't just shine, it listened, that it could hear pain and turn it into peace. Some even claimed that if you closed your eyes near it, you could hear slow breathing, like the tower itself was alive, inhaling your worries and exhaling calm. Years later, a boy exploring the ruins found Elias's journal inside a tin box wrapped in cloth. The pages smelled of salt and smoke. The final entry read, "If my body fades, let the light stay. For the sea and I understand each other. We both need to keep breathing." One night, a great storm came again, stronger than the last. Waves towered over the rocks, wind screamed like voices. From miles away, people watched the cliff, fearing this time the tower would fall. But the light, it never stopped. Even through the thunder, it blinked steadily. Slow, steady, alive. When the storm ended, the sky broke open in pale gold. The lighthouse stood unharmed. The sea lay calm and still, like a creature finally at rest. Some swore they saw a man's shadow inside the tower's window, walking the spiral stairs, though no one was there when they looked again. Now, decades later, the lighthouse still glows. The town remains quiet, nearly forgotten. Yet travelers who can't sleep or who feel lost somehow find their way there. They say the air feels lighter near the tower, as if each breath they take is shared with something vast and kind. Those who stay long enough begin to notice it, a rhythm in the glow. It brightens and dims, brightens and dims, almost like a heartbeat. The same rhythm as a calm breath, the same rhythm you fall into when sleep is finally near. Sometimes, when the wind shifts, you can still hear Elias's words carried across the sea. "Easy now, she's coming home." Maybe he meant the ships. Maybe he meant every wandering heart. Maybe he meant you. Tonight, the lighthouse breathes again, for anyone who needs it. It doesn't ask your name or your story. It only shines patiently, as if whispering, "You're safe. Rest now." Let its rhythm match your own. Inhale with it. Exhale with it. Let the waves take the rest. And so the lighthouse still stands, old, cracked, but alive. Not for sailors, not for ships, but for souls who wander the dark waters of thought and memory. Maybe tonight it's shining just for you. So close your eyes. Feel the breath of the sea. The world is still turning, but you don't have to. You can rest now with the light that still breathes.